Well, it has been absolute political chaos in France, where, of course, you saw Michel Barnier's government toppled, a no confidence vote, and Francois Bayrou coming in, having a very tough job on his hands, effectively trying to keep a government going that doesn't really have much support either on the left or the right in France. You can see there Xavier Bertrand, a conservative in France, refusing to be part of this current government because, in his eyes, it's a government formed with Marine Le Pen's approval. And you've got the Socialist Party leader there saying it's not a government, it's a provocation, and that the hard right in power under the watchful eye of the extreme right. But two huge issues facing France. Firstly, that because it's in the European Union, they face potentially having this Mercosur deal forced upon them if they can't convince enough other governments across the European Union to oppose it, because France doesn't have a veto on this potential EU deal. And secondly, the prospect of Marine Le Pen, who is by far the frontrunner in terms of the next French presidential elections, is on a record 38% in the first round. She could, of course, be banned from running at the next presidential election. And so Marine Le Pen addressing both of these points in a recent interview, reiterating that she is deeply Eurosceptic, describing the EU as anti-democratic and anti-national. And you can see her talk about Ursula von der Leyen's trip to Uruguay for that Mercosur deal, saying she'd made a decision months ago. This is referring to Ursula von der Leyen. She believes Marine Le Pen saying there that nations no longer have any say in their own future. And who is responsible for this? It's the French and European political leaders who allowed the EU Commission to become an all-powerful entity. And she says she's deeply Eurosceptic, describing the way it operates, the EU, as anti-democratic, anti-national, and completely contrary to sovereignty of nations, that the National Assembly voted an overwhelming majority against the Mercosur deal. And secondly, they're asked about potentially being put in prison and banned from public office. And Le Pen saying this has all created a kind of shock in the country. The French people becoming aware that some judges, she says, feel they have the right to directly influence the elections. And she says she does not think they will dare to go to such extremes. So two huge issues there facing France: a potential EU deal forced on the country, and the frontrunner for the next presidential election describing herself, reiterating that she is profoundly Eurosceptic, that we have to wait and see whether she'll even be able to stand or not. As ever though, guys, I will of course keep bringing you all the latest on this and much more. So please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.